Hi everyone, welcome to lesson 8. This lesson is on research. So we've covered analysis and writing and research during this course, and this particular lesson is focusing again on research. We have already had at least one lesson on research, and this lesson particularly focuses on recent research. So we've had some practice researching historical events like the sinking of the Titanic, which happened over 100 years ago, and there has been time to write books about the subject and to have time to sort out the myths and the truth. So when you are researching more recent events, such as the sinking of the Costa Concordia, what are some tips that you should keep in mind so that you can find accurate information? We haven't had a whole lot of time to analyze what really happened. The court case involving the captain and the crew is still pending, so we don't have all the facts yet. So we really need to make sure that we are citing and looking at reliable sources, since we don't have all the facts and we want to have the most accurate sources and information available. So just focusing on recent research, I'd actually like to hop over to a web page and demonstrate this for you. In our previous lesson, we talked about regular Google searches, so I'm not going to go back over that. I would like you to be aware that Google does have an advanced search feature. So if you go down to the bottom right corner, you'll see a little box that says settings, and you can go to advanced search. Looks like you can also just type in www.google.com/advanced search. So if your screen doesn't look exactly like mine, you could just type that in. So you can specify some things here. It looks like you can type in words that you definitely want Google to find. You want them to include all of these words. Or if you have an exact phrase, you can type it in this box. Or it has some options here. You can also filter the results by language. So I think at least for most of us, we'd want it in English. Let's see, region. If you want to hear about the story from a particular region, it says find pages published in a particular region. So since the Costa Concordia sank near Italy, perhaps you'll want to choose sources from that area. You could also define when the page was last updated. Here's where you can type in that domain. So you can type in .edu if you want only educational sites. And there's some other options there as well. If you only want PDF files, if you want PowerPoints, I'm not sure what you'd be looking for, but that's another option there. So I just wanted you to be aware that there is an advanced search feature with Google, and you may have already known that, but just in case you didn't, there is a quick reminder. All right, so the next resource I want to show you for recent research is a database called ProQuest. This is a paid database, so you can't just access this by going to a website. Hopefully your local library has access to this database. I think a lot of libraries do. And if you have a library card or if you go to the library, you may be able to access this database called ProQuest. Now the nice thing about this database is that it allows you to read a lot of articles that you would have to pay for otherwise. So a lot of newspapers, they have online versions of their articles, but they'll only let you read maybe 4 or 5 of them before you have to pay. Well, ProQuest, because the library pays for it, which is paid for by taxpayers, allows you to read these articles for free. So let's just go ahead and type in Costa Concordia, and you'll notice a button here that says full text. I would check that because this means that it will only bring up articles where they have the full text of the article available for you to read. Sometimes they will only give you like a citation that will give you information about the article, but they won't give you the actual article itself. So I always check full text so I don't have to do extra work looking up that article in another database. All right, so you can see it brought up quite a few articles, 2,000 articles on the Costa Concordia. So I'd obviously want to start limiting the search by adding other keywords or checking the other options here. Maybe selecting the date range. You can adjust how recent you want the news articles. Maybe you only want news articles from 2014. So you can go ahead and change that. There are plenty of other options. I think you can figure out how to do these. If you only want a magazine, you could click this, only newspapers. So a very helpful resource, lots and lots of information here. So if you have access to ProQuest, I would encourage you to use it. I'm not at the library currently, so I just logged in through my library's website, which allowed me to access this from home. So I'm not sure if you have to go to your local library or if you can access it from home, but this is definitely a good resource for recent research. All right, so that's the second resource I wanted to show you. Next, just some websites like National Public Radio or BBC. Those can be some good places to find information. Of course, you should probably, not everything on there is reliable just because we don't have all the facts yet, but it can give you some good information, at least a starting point. So you can use the search box here to search for things. Let me just go ahead and type that in. Remember, if you put quotes around something, the search engine will find the exact phrase. So it looks like there are quite a few articles and such on the Costa Concordia. You can filter the results here if you want video, audio, or text. I think these articles with a little play button, I think those are videos, and these are more like articles. So lots of information here. Remember, you want to choose a credible source, so because we don't have all the information. So for instance, if I was just to type in Costa Concordia into Google, you'll get quite a variety of sources. So CBS, Cruise Critic, there's BBC, CNN. So some of these are credible. Other ones are not as reliable. Like Wikipedia, it can be a good place of finding keywords and such, but not really quoting. Also, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Google News. This is just the Google branch of, or the news branch of Google searches. So you can just go to google.com/news. So this brings up all the news articles about the Costa Concordia. So here we have some blogs, some small websites I've never heard about, some well-known websites. So you'll want to obviously choose websites that have a good reputation, that probably aren't blogs, and that are known for having reliable information. So let's jump back to our PowerPoint now and go over the assignments for today. I hope that that little tour of recent research has been helpful for you. All right, so watch this video lesson and then do some of your own research for half an hour on the Costa Concordia. Hopefully you were able to watch a video yesterday or last lesson so that you have some information and keywords that will help you with your searching. Next, add 5 quotes to the Fakebook page and also complete your question outline today so that you're prepared to write your essay later on in the week. So those are the assignments for today. And in summary, just remember that we really need credible sources for recent information. It's okay to read a blog post if you're just trying to learn more about the subject, but don't believe everything you read there. And definitely don't cite a blog in your academic paper. You'll want to choose a credible source because there's a lot of conflicting information online, and you want to choose the best of the best information to represent your work. And just a reminder from the last time we talked about research, you'll want to move from general keywords to specific keywords. Don't start off with 10 keywords. That's too specific, and you might run into a dead end. So start with a general search and move from that general search to a more and more specific search by limiting your search, choosing what type of information you're looking for, choosing the dates, adding more keywords. And if you follow that pattern, you won't get locked into a corner. You'll make sure that your search keeps going. And if you enter a keyword that is making your search head down the wrong way, then simply delete that keyword or remove that filter, and you'll get back on track. So research is kind of like a game, and you have to practice, you have to learn the strategies. But once you figure out how to do it, it actually can be really fun. All right, so this wraps up our lesson, Lesson 8, Recent Research. I hope it was helpful for you. And if you have any questions or can't find any articles, please let me know.